So how many units do you currently own and manage?
So we
Yeah.
currently have 17 units under management. Now, 11 of them are owned just by the two of us. Six of them are owned under a syndication, of which we own 25% together. So I guess technically 12.5% each, but we loop everything in together. And then we have four units under contract currently as well. So four more.
You started in 2021, which is interesting time, right?
Yeah.
And the interest rates are low, but there's a lot of competition. And versus right now, the market is where the you don't have as much competition, but the interest rates are high. So how do you see and compare the two markets, and you're still able to find properties that are still making sense at those numbers? So can you walk us through the different time frames?
Like you mentioned, Ray, there was a lot of competition, and we kind of had to get a little bit more creative and make the deals sweeter sometimes for the seller, whether it be a quicker close time or asking for inspections for informational purposes only. I definitely do not recommend waiving inspection. I mean, you as a realtor, I'm sure, you say the same thing to your buyers, unless you have a background in construction. So definitely get an inspection, but we said our inspection for informational purposes only. We tell the seller, hey, look, we're not gonna nickel and dime you, not gonna try to, ask you for a $20,000 credit after the inspection. We're just doing this so that we know what we're dealing with, and then we'll move forward from there with the property if we see that it's sufficient. So we kind of had to get a little bit creative with how we approach these listings in order to weed out the competition. And then I would say fast forward to now, like you mentioned, there is less competition, but it's harder to make the deals work. I think Sam and I analyze probably, I don't know, Sam, how many, 5 to 10 deals a week?
More.
More
We
than
used
that.
to, yeah.
And a lot of them don't work. But some of them we're seeing pop up where the seller might be in a distressed situation where they have to get rid of the property. And we're kind of just staying patient and staying true to our numbers. We analyze a ton of deals. If most of them don't work, we don't get discouraged. We know that the right
Yeah.
one is around the corner. So we're staying patient. And that one that pops up, then we jump on it, and maybe there's only one other offer on it, if that.
Yeah. I think another crucial part is getting a little creative, right? We like to find properties that have either a value add or like a revenue add possibility. So value add is a pretty common term that real estate investors use, where how can I improve the quality of the property? But the revenue add side of things is how can I add an extra unit, or how can I make this three-bedroom unit into four bedrooms? And how can I maybe turn this lawn area into parking that I can charge for? How can I get coin operated laundry in the building? Just ways that you can increase the revenue that the building is generating. Um, you sometimes have to think a little bit out of the box. I'll give you a great example. Is we bought a seven bed, three bath triplex that we turned into a nine bed, four bath triplex. It's still only three units, but now two of the units have additional bedrooms and one has an additional bathroom. That now the rent on that unit, those two units, is higher, and it's generating more revenue. So I think it's ways to get creative, in terms of increasing the revenue on a property to make a deal work.
You have to
Absolutely.
see the value where others don't. Sorry, go ahead, Red. All right.
No, I was just saying that's right. I mean, you have to see where you can add the revenue. A lot of people don't think about that. They are just running after value add, just
Yeah.
upgrades. I myself, I'm working on a property right now where it was a three-bedroom, one bath. Now we are renovating it down to the studs, but it's gonna be four bed, two bath. So nobody's gonna come back and say, "Hey, it's still the same square footage, but it's gonna be advertised more like as four bed, two bath."
Yeah.
So the rent on that, I believe, don't- I don't know. I still need to run the perfect numbers, but at least $200 to $300 extra per month, right? So that 300 times 12,
Yeah.
that's your revenue,
Yeah.
and it does not cost me any. Costed me a little bit extra, but maybe pays for itself in the first year.
Yeah. And not to
Yeah.
mention the when you go to sell or refinance, the 4-bed, 2-bath will be worth more than the home was originally purchased for.
Absolutely. So you have created the wealth as well as the cash flow.
Exactly, yeah.
So interestingly, you also mentioned about point operator laundry and stuff that you have added into your unit. So can you walk us through? So how did that kind of look like? How's that experience?
That was actually, we have not done that yet. That was actually just a suggestion that I was giving in terms of generating more income for a property. It is something we have 100% looked into doing, but unfortunately has not worked out yet.